What's going on YouTube? I just wanted to do a little walkthrough of my FO2 2011 BMW 750 Li that Carvana offered $500 for, and I decided that I want to take this thing to 200,000 miles. I've owned it for 10 years and I've put over 100,000 miles on it since my ownership. I did not buy it new. I bought it certified pre-owned. Ultimately, for $500, it's better to just take this thing and experiment with it and see how long it'll last. And this one has the N63 engine, which is notorious for failures and valve guide seals failing and timing chain issues and the works. But I haven't had any of those issues, and I'll get into that a little bit more in a minute here. Ultimately, it has 161,000 miles on the odometer, and I'm dailying it and putting about 800 miles a week on this thing, which is more than your average driver does in, on an annual basis. You can see there's a little bit of peeling in the clear coat here. That stuff doesn't bother me. Obviously, with age, it's a 15-year-old car. It had some scratches on the hood just from general use and, some on the body itself around the car. But overall, the body's in good shape. I mean, if you want to take a look at the inside here, it's got a little bit of wear, obviously, but it has held up pretty nicely in terms of the leather itself and the interior on the dash. There's no real cracking or anything going on. The leather is pretty great, I would say. I've had little issues over the years. I'll point out something in the back here real quick. I take my dog in this car, so I don't really have a protective cover that I use, nor do I care to use it at this point. But a little bit of scratching from the dog's nails. It has window shades. That one doesn't work. It broke many years ago, but the rear works, and this door works as well. And I just wanted to start a YouTube channel basically highlighting my use of this car and seeing if the 200,000 mile goal can be achieved, since it has such a negative reputation. Because the serenity of this car and the comfortability factor are unmatched for something of this price point, I believe. One issue that recently I addressed was the fact that this was peeling. It gets sticky because of the wear from the driver touching it on a daily basis. And you can see this side is pristine. But I ordered this $20 cover from Amazon, this little plastic piece that basically fits pretty seamlessly. I mean, it could be a little bit better, but for 20 bucks, what can you expect? And, now my hands don't get greasy every time I touch it. Clock spring wore out here at one point, which I had to take the steering wheel off, and then I replaced it with a used clock spring that had less miles on the vehicle the donor vehicle that it came from. I just bought it off of eBay, and it was a pretty straightforward 30-minute kind of situation where I took the wheel off, removed the old clock spring, and disconnected everything in terms of the airbag and all that, and then put it back on. But if I start up the car here, you'll see that there is no lights and no issues. And you can see it's 161,000 miles, well, 161,558 on the odometer. And again, I'm dailying this 800 miles a week approximately. The car is very functional in terms of like the HVAC and the heater. They all work seamlessly. It has heated and cooled seats. Sorry for my water bottle here. Heated and cooled seats. It has a heated steering wheel. It has massage seats here, and obviously it has memory function. It has a gentleman function, which basically I can move this seat, which is the passenger seat, from the driver's side controls. So this is something that you don't see in many cars, if at all. And this was back in 2011, so it was quite the feature to have that back then. I think it's great for if you want to adjust the passenger seat and someone wants to sit in the back and there's just no needing to get up from the driver's aspect of things. There is some wear on all of these buttons because they get used quite often and they're plastic, but it doesn't bother me. And again, they work fully functionally. Again, you can see a little bit of the door card here. It's nice. The leather seat over here has some wear, but it's honestly, for 161,000 miles and 15 years of age, it's held up pretty well. The car does have a sunroof. It is fully functional. I never really use it, but it is there. I do have to mention my oil changes are free and they are through the dealer. I have a sign up for a program which is through BMW corporate, and I paid $250 some odd once, and it covers me for unlimited oil changes for 3 years based on driving intervals and time. But clearly putting on 800 miles a week, I would be definitely using that to, you know, being a power user, I guess. Move the engine cover here so you can see where they had a coolant leak, but I've addressed that myself in the driveway. So I've essentially changed out this line, this one, and then one underneath there, and put new clamps on, which are not the OEM clamps, which would be the Odometer clamps like this one over here, but I use like fuel line clamps, I believe they're called. Again, I'm not mechanically inclined. I only know what I see on YouTube and the internet. And so this cost me about, I want to say 25, 30 bucks for new hoses from China probably that are being resold on eBay. And then there's a plastic T-fitting that was underneath here, so I had to take off this cover, whatever it's called. And, you know, it's held up quite a bit. I think I did that at around 120,000 miles or maybe even 110. And ultimately, no issues. Occasionally I do have to tighten them down. They do leak sometimes, but you can see the reservoir over here. This is where the coolant is held. It's in pretty good condition. All this is just from when the leaks were happening and I was refilling the coolant every other day or so with the kind of mileage that I'm putting on. But this is a new engine. It went through the N63 CCP, the recall that they had. And they've changed I believe the short block and a bunch of the seals and other components. I think the timing chain is new. The spark plugs were new. And that was around 70,000 miles. And ultimately, didn't have to pay a penny for that. So I got really lucky. BMW covered the whole thing through their recall or class action lawsuit or whatever it was. The dealer reached out to me. I didn't even know it was a thing. And ultimately, I paid $26,000 for this car back in the day, and I've gotten very good use out of it, especially considering that probably cost BMW over $10,000 just to do that service. So my engine is not burning oil. Before it was burning oil about every 2,000 miles. I have to top off a quart, and now it's, you know, it's due for a regular oil change around 8,000 miles anyways. BMW says 10. I do it around 8. But it doesn't burn oil anymore, so that's the benefit. Other than that, I've changed some HVAC blower motor, which is behind this little thing here many years ago. Again, just did that from a YouTube video that I saw, maybe a couple $100 in parts and then just some time. Overall, though, this is the engine bay here, and in pretty decent condition, if I had to say so. You can see there's a little bit of a ding here from me backing up and hitting one of those concrete pillars. Otherwise, overall, very good condition. And it costs me less than a Camry to maintain, to be honest with you, because I get my rotors and pads from CCP Recall, and I'm now on my third set of the fronts, and I think my second sets of the rears. And I'll show you the engine bay here. You can see this knob is broken here, but that was because I put a big box here one time and that plastic part broke off, but it's still functional. I can still change the temperature up and down, press the button here. It's just missing the cover that would be on this part here. But it does have rear heated seats and climate control in the rear, which is pretty good actually. It's like way better than some of the other cars that I've had, like a Model S. I had one of the original ones and they were terrible with the rear climate, but the legroom here is unmatched. This is the long wheelbase, and you know, it's a little dirty obviously, but this is where I sit. This is my seat reclined to the furthest part, and you can see if I was sitting on the other side, I have ample room here. See that I have some vanity mirrors here that have lights in them, so they do light up, and you can check your makeup or look at yourself. You know, make sure you don't have any spinach in your teeth, etc. And they do rotate that far back. Again, you don't see that in many cars, and this was in 2011, so that was a pretty cool feature to have in this car. I've always put Michelin Pilot Sport all-season tires on this, except for one time where I put Blizzaks, and then I did upgrade the center caps to these spinners, which are supposed to be self-leveling, but they don't all work. This one works, this one works, and then I believe this one doesn't. It's a part I picked up from FCP Euro, so I can get a new one if I am so inclined to. And then this one fell off at some point in the last few months, and I just haven't addressed it. So, but I do run good tires on here, and the ride quality is very serene. Like I mentioned, it's my luxury saloon, my $500 saloon.